In this week's Talking About Orcs, we're going to go over the top 5 competitive units available to the Orc Army. Now, last week we talked about the 5 worst things available to the Orc Army, but this time we're just going to concentrate on units and units alone, and I'll do a separate video for the non-unit things. So let's start with number 5, and number 5 is Orc Boys. Now, Orc Boys will be considered by a lot to be the mainstay of the Orc Army, but to be honest, competitive armies don't really need them. They're good, there's no doubt about that. They're some of the best troops in the game, but they're still only okay, to be honest. They're still pretty fragile and don't have access to a lot of buffs at the moment. That really helps them out much. So for now, we're just going to put boys, which provide great board control for a large number of models, but we're going to only put them at number 5 because they should be on this list, but they are not an essential unit to take in your army anymore. Boys Before Toys was several editions ago. Number 4 is the Daca Jet. Daca Jet is surprisingly high in number of competitive units. Not only is it a decent pointed unit, but it puts out an incredible amount of firepower. And it's a flyer, so it's -1 to hit. And of course, it always has that bonus to hit if it all shoots at the same unit. What separates out the Daca Jet, despite being primarily anti-infantry shooting, and orcs don't really lack for anti-infantry power, but it can reach out and touch things which you normally wouldn't be able to do. Daca Jets are great for flying behind terrain and taking out those annoying drones that are protecting the big Tau units, for sniping out characters, for getting those units that are hiding in terrain on an objective in the backfield. Daca Jets are just really good at a lot of things that the orcs might struggle with otherwise. And again, for the price and the firepower and that +1 to hit, the Daca Jet is a very, very valuable unit in almost any build. And since you can add it to almost any build, it's worth taking if you don't take them. Daca Jets are absolutely fantastic. Number 3. Number 3 is mech guns, specifically armed with Smashy Guns. Now, while Smashy Guns might not have the highest damage output statistically, the fact is they are just so much cheaper on points that it doesn't matter. Smashy Guns are absolutely tremendous anti-vehicle firepower, which has always been one of the biggest problems with the Orc Army. But Smashy Guns really kind of make up for that. Not only are they dirt cheap, you can have 18 of them if you really wanted to. But of course, they're powered by Graz, so you can hit on a 4+ with them. Smashy Guns are pretty much a mainstay of any competitive Orc Army because, again, they're cheap. You can add them to any build no matter what else you're doing with it. And just generally provide a level of firepower the orcs just really haven't had historically. Number 2 is going to be Grots. Yes, I'm going to put Grots way up here, way above boys. Grots are just so useful. Not only are they cheap at just 3 points a model, so you can have masses of them, but because they are so cheap, they can make it easy to fill out large brigades and battalions for lots of command points. Of course, there's always Grot shields, which is probably our most important stratagem. And of course, they're infantry, so they can be jumped if you really want them to. Jumping Grots, especially in mid to late game, to take objectives, especially objectives that are just out in the middle of nowhere for a sudden point boost or a bonus point or anything else. Even if they die the next turn, that's fine. That's what they're there for. Grots have so many uses, and they keep your other stuff alive, and of course they're objective secured, so there's really no downside to taking Grots, except, they're not going to be very powerful to killing anything, but for the points, they don't need to kill anything. You can win games just with Grots. Ability to take objectives and keep other things alive. So Grots are absolutely fantastic, and that's why Grots are actually so much higher on this list than boys. Because while boys are good and useful and can deal damage. Grots are just much more varied in their battlefield roles. And number one, probably should go without saying, and needs no introduction, and that is Big Mech with the shock attack gun equipped with the souped up Shaka. There's been so much to say about the souped up Shaka over time, and it's even survived 2 updates, both in Chapter Approved 2019 and Saga of the Beast, without getting nerfed. So I don't see the nerfing coming at all for this thing. And for just a mere 80 points, or 84 if you take the sniper absorbing Grout Oiler, the souped up Shaka just is unbelievable with 2d6 shots, strength 2d6 and minus 5 AP and d6 damage, especially if you equip it with pretty much any of the shooty cultures will be good, like Death Skulls, Bad Moons, or Freebooters. Any of those provide an incredible boost to souped up Shaka. Souped up Shaka hitting on 4s, especially if you roll that 11 or 12, is just unbelievable. So, and again, it's so cheap. It's an HQ choice, so you're going to need HQs. Yes, it does take a command point to get the Dread Wah detachment from Village's Defiant, but I don't think that really matters. I think the points efficiency, the damage output, and the reliability of the souped up Shaka, it just, I mean, that command point really doesn't mean much. And of course, you're already taking the Dread Wah, which means you have access to being able to shoot it twice every single turn for just 2 more command points. So the souped up Shaka is probably one of the best units in the entire game, to be honest, especially for just 84 points. You're not going to find 84 points anywhere else that is as good as the souped up Shaka. So that is the top 5 units available to the Ork Codex. And let me know if you think I've gotten anything wrong in the comments below, and thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching this episode of Talking About Orks. Please subscribe and hit the bell button for notifications for new Talking About Orks videos every Wednesday, new battle reports every Friday, and hobby videos whenever I can. Thanks for watching.